Now at 6 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, police released body cam footage showing the moment they confronted the school shooter in Nashville's mass shooting. And at least 40 migrants from Central and South America died after a fire broke out at a holding center in northern Mexico. And we hear from actor Sean Astin, who discussed mental health at the Victoria Fine Arts Center this morning.
The cooler weather is here and the clouds are here. Now we're waiting for the rain to begin. It should begin overnight, and tomorrow I think it's going to be a little on the sloppy side. We'll have more in your forecast coming up.
And a handful of athletes are signing their letter of intent to continue their college careers. We hear from some of them in sports.
You're watching 25 News now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Karina Garcia. Don Brubaker has the night off. At least 40 migrants from Central and South America died after a fire broke out late Monday at a migrant holding center in the Mexican northern city of Ciudad Juarez near the U.S. border. Mexican President Obrador said the blaze apparently broke out after migrants set fire to mattresses in protest after discovering they would be deported. There were 68 adult men from Central and South America staying at the facility in the city opposite of El Paso, Texas. Mexican officials said those who died included migrants from Guatemala and Honduras. And now this next story is heavy. Metro Nashville police releasing the body cam video of two officers today showing the heart-stopping moments inside a small private elementary school Monday as a heavily armed shooter walks the halls, killing 3 children and 3 school staffers. This is the deadliest since 19 children and 2 adults died at Robb Elementary in Uvalde this past May. But we must warn you, this video is graphic.
Horrific sounds of gunfire ring through Nashville's Covenant Elementary School. Police say the 28-year-old attacker entered a side door, blasting through with a high-powered rifle. Once inside, the shooter opens fire, killing 3 children and 3 staffers. Within minutes, police are in the school.
Smoke! Smoke! There was no hesitating. They went through that door and they were looking for the shooter, and they engaged as soon as they found the shooter.
Right here. It's locked. The officers moved quickly, tactically, checking classrooms for the shooter. Gunshots getting louder on the second floor. 14 minutes after the first 911 call, the armed attacker is found and neutralized by officers Rex Engelbert and Michael Colazzo.
You see these well-organized, courageous young men rushing to the sound of the gunfire.
Found in the shooter's car, a series of writings. On the killer, 3 guns, an AR-15 rifle, and 2 9mm handguns with 30-round magazines. Police say the shooter was under a doctor's care for an emotional disorder.
Law enforcement knew nothing about the treatment she was receiving, but her parents felt that she should not own weapons. As it turned out, she had been hiding several weapons within the house.
Chief Drake says those weapons were all purchased legally. In Nashville, I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Police say in all 7 weapons were owned by this attacker. Also within the shooter's documents found by investigators was what they're calling a manifesto. Notes by the killer identified a second possible attack location in Nashville, but the killer indicated there was too much security at that location and opted not to go. There were also drawn out maps of the school and a detailed plan on how the attack would take place. The shooter was also a former student at that elementary. And this brings us to your viewer poll this evening. Scan that QR code on your screen to vote now. How often do you think a mass shooter does it for the notoriety? You can choose between not at all to always. And according to our poll here, we're in between both of those options. We want to keep on hearing from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate, and we will of course have an update tonight at 10. And we move forward as tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, people will gather at Patriot Park for Vietnam Veterans Day. Matt, can we expect good weather for this?
Well, unfortunately, I have maybe not such great weather, but it's an important event. People should go out. I just want you to be prepared. So where's the windbreaker? Where's the umbrella? Where's the rain jacket? Is it going to be outdoors? That's what you got to think about. Right now, our high today was only 73 compared to 86 yesterday. Well, the cool weather is going to be with us tonight, really. The rain starts rolling back in, and we'll be talking about that coming up in a moment. Back to you, Karina.
Mac, thank you. At least 6 people are in critical condition after becoming exposed to carbon monoxide at a Texas home. Officials arrived at the home in Fort Worth after receiving a call from a child who said that her mother was acting differently. The same child collapsed when first responders opened the door. 5 children and 1 adult were taken to a local hospital and are said to be in critical condition. This incident is now under investigation. Actor Sean Astin spoke today at the Victoria Fine Arts Center. You may recognize Astin from The Lord of the Rings or most recently Stranger Things. Today, while sharing his experience in filmmaking, he also discussed mental health issues. The actor became a mental health advocate after dealing with his Academy Award-winning mother who suffered from bipolar and mood swing conditions. Astin continued educating the community in her memory.
My father's guidance to me was always create value. And I would say, Dad, how am I supposed to do that? And he would say, well, I don't know. You got to figure that out. That's how mean he was. But no. I hope that with these talks that I give, it creates value.
Victoria College is having another guest speaker in September. Also, Victoria College has a $10 million bond election on this ballot this May 6th. The $10 million bond election is for the construction of a student success center. The estimated cost is $36.5 million for a 3-story expansion and renovation of the current facility. VC has committed $26.6 million, or nearly 3/4 of the total project cost, in grants, gifts, and institutional funds. VC's Board of Trustees is asking voters to consider the bond to fund 27% of this project.
Normally, a $10 million bond would be somewhere around $10 to $11 extra a year for 20 years, but instead we've reduced this down to only that $2.10 increase per year.
If approved, homeowners 65 and older and residents with disabilities who have filed their homestead tax exemption would not see a tax rate increase. There is a bond informational session Tuesday, April 18th at 5:30 p.m. at the VC Student Center, 2200 East Red River Street. This is your chance to learn all about the Victoria College $10 million bond proposal for that new Student Success Center. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 6. In a rare ruling, a Maryland court has reinstated the murder and sentence of Adnan Syed. Also ahead, experts say the allergy season is stronger and longer than ever before.
United States Marine Corps veteran Gilbert Ramon is your military hero for the month of March. Ramon was born and raised right here in Victoria, graduating from Victoria High School in 1998. Ramon had always known he wanted to join the military, so it wasn't long before he was headed off to boot camp.
I went directly in the Marine Corps straight out of high school. So my summer was in boot camp in San Diego, California.
Once in the Marines, Ramon eventually had the opportunity to serve on embassy duty, whereas Marine soldiers are tasked with protecting United States embassies and the people and classified documents inside. With embassies all over the world, that meant Ramon would see the world.
Coolest part of my Marine Corps career was serving on embassy duty. I got to go to the school in Quantico. I ended up, my first duty station on embassy duty was in Moscow, Russia. I was detachment commander there for the Marine detachment. That was wonderful.
It gave him a chance to see iconic monuments like St. Basil's Cathedral. However, protecting the U.S. Embassy is a high-intensity job.
It was a very high-intense operational post.
After that, he was off to the Caribbean to protect and guard the U.S. Embassy in Barbados. Ramon also had a passion for teaching, which ended up being perfect for his next role in the service as they sought him out to be an instructor.
And then I was asked to become an instructor advisor at the schoolhouse in Quantico. So I went back to Quantico as an instructor. One of the best duties there, I was with a lot of awesome Marines, other instructor advisors that were stellar, very stellar.
Ramon was an instructor for a wide range of things: defense, swimming, weaponry, pepper spray, room entry, and close quarters combat. So word of advice, I wouldn't mess with him because he could probably take you down, as he also told me that he's a black belt. Overall, his classes were to help his unit meet any training requirements they would need to be up to speed on. He was then asked to help out at the U.S. Embassy in Kabul, Afghanistan.
I was there during the Kabul riots of May 2006. So the closing of the U.S. Embassy in Kabul is close to my heart.
He went back to fleet as gunnery sergeant, deploying to Iraq for 13 months, before going to North Carolina, where he would retire after 20 years as a squadron gunnery. Initially, when 25 News Now contacted Ramon, it was to interview his father, U.S. Navy World War II veteran Gilbert Ramon, who was nominated by his son, who you've gotten to know throughout this feature. Ramon's father has sadly passed away, but we still wanted to honor and recognize him, his son crediting his dad with his motivation to join the service.
My father is the reason why I went in the military. My dad was a World War II veteran. He was armed guard, Navy armed guard. I looked up to my father. It was really, really close. So he was my hero by all means.
Ramon's oldest son is currently in the Marines, serving a tour in Japan right now, as well as a late nephew who was a combat engineer in the Marines. Ramon and his nephew even got to serve side by side when they were both stationed at the same base in Iraq. Ramon also has a daughter and younger son, so Ramon's full-time job is being there for his son, taking an active role in his life, being involved with his extracurriculars, Boy Scouts, as well as leaning on his Catholic faith. Ramon says being in the military has made him not only a better citizen and man, but come to appreciate our freedoms as Americans.
I love our country. I love everything that it stands for. It made me appreciate a lot. Seeing the world and the places I've been to truly made me realize and know for sure that this is the greatest country in the world by far. Mm-hmm. Our freedoms that we have is tremendous than other places I've been to.
So thank you, Gilbert Ramon, to your service to your country and all the veterans and active military out there watching. Adam Seibel, KAVU-TV 25 News Now.
Stay up to date with what's happening in the Crossroads by downloading the Crossroads Today mobile app. You'll get instant alerts to your phone or tablet the minute breaking news or weather happens. Only the free Crossroads Today mobile app features weather updates for local sports. The Crossroads Today app gives you the ability to stream our daily newscasts when you're on the go and share pictures or tips straight to our newsroom and so much more. Brought to you locally by Prosperity Bank with 12 locations serving the Crossroads area.
Counterfeit prescription pills laced with fentanyl are killing our kids by the thousands across the nation. The pills look safe. Can you tell which one is real? Drug dealers are pushing these deadly pills on your kids' social media. It only takes one pill to kill. And it did. You can help stop the fentanyl epidemic. Talk to your kids about the dangers of counterfeit prescription pills. Visit onepillkilled.org.
Taxes aren't fun. This is.
It sure is, Terry. It's the $50,000 tax season payday cash giveaway this Saturday, April 1st at Coshada Casino Resort with hourly cash drawings from 6 to 10 p.m. And then at 11, one lucky player will take home $20,000 in cash. Don't miss the $50,000 tax season payday cash giveaway this Saturday at Coshada, Louisiana's best bet.
Go faster on Optimum Internet with 99.9% reliability. Get 300 meg internet for as low as $30 a month with no annual contract. And equipment is included for whole home Wi-Fi coverage. Plus, Optimum has faster download speeds than AT&T nationwide. Get award-winning 300 meg internet for $30 a month with Optimum Mobile for as low as $15 a month. Call 8669-OPTIMUM. Go to Optimum.com or visit your local store today. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
Today, a Maryland court has reinstated the murder conviction and sentence of Adnan Syed 6 months after his conviction vacated. Syed walked out of a court a free man after prosecutors in Baltimore said the case against him was flawed and that DNA evidence proved he did not commit the crime. Syed was convicted in the 1999 murder of Hayman Lee, but he always maintained his innocence. Today, however, a Maryland court ruled the victim's family was not giving enough notice to fully participate in the hearing to vacate the conviction. conviction, violating their constitutional and state rights. The hearings to vacate Saeed's conviction will have to be held once again with Lee's family's full participation. The sneezing season is getting stronger and lasting longer. Spring is in the air and so is the pollen. Doctors say this allergy season is already in full bloom because trees and flowers have blossomed early. One allergist says she attributes the change in climate to this new wave of pollen.
So as you know, the data shows as carbon dioxide levels are going up, so is the actual concentration of pollen in the air.
So it's climate change that's making the difference here.
Absolutely. As those carbon dioxide levels go up, greenhouse gases, now the plants are feeding off of it. And as a result, they're becoming super pollinators.
And that's a pretty dramatic increase there.
And it's continuing to go even higher.
The pollen count is so high that some people who have never had allergies before are developing some serious symptoms. And this next story is incredible. Check this out. A former pizza delivery driver from Lafayette, Indiana is set to receive what's considered the nation's highest honor for civilian heroism. Bostick was driving in July of last year when he saw a house fire. He pulled into the driveway to check if anyone was home. Upstairs, he found 4 children ages 1 to 18 completely asleep. He woke them up and got them out when he learned that a 6-year-old girl was still inside the building. He then went back into the fiery home to get her, and they had to jump out of a second-story window to escape.
Well, good evening, everyone, and congratulations to those heroes. We are looking at your high today, only 73. It was in the 80s a couple of days ago, remember? And I said, did you get enough sunshine over the weekend? Because we're not going to see any sun for another 2 days. We're looking for rain to start rolling back in, and we'll be talking all about that coming up in just a moment. Stay tuned.
For months, we've been saying that Fred Loya can save you more money on your car insurance. But just how much more? In recent months, people who switched from Geico and Progressive to Fred Loya Insurance have saved over $1,500 a year. State Farm customers who switched to Fred Loya saved over $1,600 a year. Allstate customers saved over $1,100 a year. That's a combined savings of over $240,000 a year. So start paying less. Call or visit fredloya.com. If you don't call, you don't save.
It's the final days of Ford Truck Month, Texas. Time to get up and get into Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight, including Ford F-150 and the all-new Ford Super Duty. Or check out Ford Maverick and Ford Ranger. It's the final days of Ford Truck Month, Texas. See what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. There's a great selection in stock. Now, during the final days of Truck Month, lease a new Ford F-150 for just $498 a month, plus complimentary maintenance. Hurry into your Texas Ford dealer.
There have been ups and downs over the last couple of years, but we persevered and kept moving forward.
And it has been awesome to see our community staying strong and working together when we need each other.
We want to encourage you to keep strong, but also know that when life puts you in a difficult situation, our law firm is here to help.
We are proud Texans who have each other's back.
So from all of us here at Cole, Easley, and Skiba, we want to express our deep gratitude to our community and encourage you all to stay strong.
My name is Adarius McCormick, and I want you to know about my new segment, Homemade with Adarius. I will interview amazing people and showcase intriguing places that may be new to you in the Crossroads. Want to show off something homemade? Email us at homemade@victoriatelevision.com. See my new segment on Crossroads Today YouTube channel and Crossroads Today Plus. You do not want to miss this.
Hey everybody, Chief Meteorologist Maclovia Perez here. We are looking at all the cloud deck on top of us. There was just a couple of breaks in the cloud cover. You might have noticed though, early this morning the north wind kicked in. It was a little breezy there for a while. That brought us down some cooler temperatures, but the frontal system actually stalled down here near Brownsville. In fact, you can see how they're getting some pretty significant rain showers coming through that area right about now, right along that boundary. All right, the boundary is basically the cooler air from the more warm tropical air below it. And so that's where they're getting actually much heavier rain than we have had today. We've had a few sprinkles, but it's not over with just yet. We're looking out to the west. Notice here, this is Future Tracker. We start off with the frontal system south of Brownsville. It's going to be there for today and tomorrow. So we continue with the cloudy, cool, north wind, overcast kind of dreary stuff, you know what I mean? But then we're watching that stream of moisture that's coming up at us from the Pacific. That is going to really roll through our area and combine with not only the front and the cool air, but as that thing starts moving northbound, we're going to see a pretty good chance of rain most of your tomorrow. And then we'll go from a 65 or 70 tomorrow to an 80 just a day later. So that's a main difference on which way that frontal system goes. So warm air coming up from the south will push back the cool air that we had for today. We are looking at this frontal system. It will enter into Texas, probably have some effects up there, but we don't expect it to get down into the crossroads, so not a big problem as far as we're concerned. Here's the one that's interesting. You know, we now on this marine map, I want you to see these are the two buoys that are live. I mean, well, they're active. They're working, is what I'm saying. Right now, out here and out here, we're getting 70-degree temperatures, south northeast at 21 miles an hour. So you can see how the wind particles are flowing in that direction. And of course, the coastal areas as well. So for mariners, okay, it's cloudy. Some of you may be fishing the tides or fishing the moon or whatever. But if you happen to be in a boat and you're going out here, these winds are active and are telling you that they'll be out of the northeast for most of your Wednesday. And it's not till about Wednesday night, actually Thursday, when they start pulling back up from the southeast. And as they pull up from the southeast, then we'll start getting a big warming trend as we get on into the weekend. So what I'm saying is if you used a windbreaker today, consider yourself lucky. It could be the last time, because once summer kicks in, it's going to be interesting. There are your tides. We're looking at northeast winds tonight and tomorrow, still on the rough side. I mean, it's choppy out there, but if you insist, it's your call. Only about 71 this evening, getting down to only 65 tonight, cloudy and rain. Showers on and off for tomorrow. The reason that you'll see a 50% out there is because there's a possibility that we may trigger a thunder shower or two. There's that 40%. Let's just say the following. I'm thinking maybe not, probably not. But as the warm front backs up, we're going to watch it. And if anything triggers out, I will certainly be here jumping up and down about it. So we called it an alert day because it's going to be wet and sloppy most of the day. Then a little break in the cloud deck, and you notice the temperature bumps up very quickly. And as we get to the weekend, we'll finally get back into the mid-80s with abundant sunshine and warm humidity as well. That's your 7-day forecast. Don't forget our QR code. Scan this on your phone, and you can take us wherever you want to go. And now we'll toss it back to Karina.
Mac, thank you. And now it's time for sports with Gina Perez.
Thanks, Karina. Many athletes will continue their academic and athletic careers in various spots of the nation. We hear from them after the break.
Looking for a place where the whole family can enjoy the latest movies? Look no further than the Grand Theater in Yoakum, Texas. Our theater is the perfect destination for family fun. With the latest movies in a historic setting, we offer an experience like no other. Bring your family and friends to Grand Theater, and we'll see you at the movies.
CCA Texas and industry leaders have built the largest saltwater redfish, spotted sea trout, and southern flounder hatchery system in the world, releasing nearly 1 billion fingerlings into our Texas bays. Adult broodstock are spawned in tanks. Hundreds of thousands of fingerlings are raised in grow-out ponds and released into bays to ensure we have healthy populations for future generations. Join CCA today and help us make a difference.
At Bravo Autos, we turn buying a new car into a fiesta! Welcome to Bravo. Are you here for the big fiesta? Oh, yeah! We have a great selection of cars and trucks that'll make you want to dance!
Drive a 2023 Nissan Pathfinder for only $275 a month.
Financing so easy, it makes you want to sing! Who are we? Bravo!
Howdy Crossroads, the Victoria West Warriors boys soccer team is playing in Corpus Christi for the area round of playoffs, and sports reporter Zach Brown is live in Corpus with this live picture from the game. Let's check that out. The West boys come into the game as underdogs, and before the game, West head soccer coach Hazel Avila said this team is going to need to play fast, hard, and may even need a little luck. Oh no, and a goal was just scored. This is live, so West is now down 1-0, and I think it's in like the 35th minute, but not looking too good for West there as they fall down 1-0 early in that game. Now, shortly after the boys' game, the West Lady Warriors are taking on the McAllen Mustangs. West beat Laredo Martin 2-1 in round 1. We will have highlights and scores from both of those games later on tonight at 10. Zach will also be posting updates to the Crossroads Today Facebook page. Industrial had 4 athletes sign, including 3 football players and 1 pole vaulter. Clarence Hosey, who played receiver and safety for the Cobras, will play safety for Texas A&M Kingsville. He always dreamt of this as a kid and thinks his new team is shaping up pretty well.
I'm actually really excited for what the team's going to look like. I saw the record last year and the previous years, and I see what the coaches are trying to do, so I really think it's going to come together pretty soon.
He'll miss the memories he made over the 4 years and knows a few of the players at A&M Kingsville already. Offensive lineman Jacob Repka has committed to Hendricks, where he will play offensive line there as well. He knows he's amongst a very small percentage of athletes that play at the collegiate level and is beyond grateful for that. He also says they are getting someone that's hungry and ready for success.
I'm a hardworking and dedicated athlete to the sport and to athletics program, whatever I can get into, and academics as well. I'm going to try to make the most of it that I can.
He wants his master's in engineering, and his coach raved about his blocking ability during the signing. Up next is Ryder Uloa. He is going to be attending Howard Payne University as a kicker. In a game, his longest field goal is 50 yards, but in practice, he can hit it from 63 yards away.
I just showed up my freshman year to kick, and then I got the starting spot, and I was starting kicker all 4 years. Oh, it's crazy because 7% of the high school football kids get the chance to play at college the next level, so it's a real great feeling.
He plans on majoring in business and to eventually work for his dad's paving company. And last but not least, we've got a pole vaulter, Tanner Woodring, who has signed to the Air Force. He says he's excited to represent the world's greatest Air Force and is excited to get to work and do whatever is needed of him at the next level.
I'm a solid athlete. They're willing to train. They're going to train me to go higher and higher, and they think they can work with me, and I'm ready to work with them.
He says the grind never stops, and he's got high expectations as he aims to pole vault higher than ever before. Well, that's your sports, Karina. Back to you.
Gino, thanks. We're back in a moment. Authorities in Venice, Italy are searching for a man who jumped off a 3-story building. We have a belly flop story coming up.
The Nave Museum's current exhibit is a retrospective of Nancy Bandy's life and art. Primarily a landscape artist, her works in pastel and oil use glorious color to capture the majesty and splendor of big Texas skyscapes. Also featured are portraits and street photography by local artist Danny Vivian, which capture the emotions and personalities of the people he photographs. Open through April 2nd, this is an exhibit not to be missed. Proudly sponsored by the Victoria Television Group.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
USA Foundation Repair, in conjunction with 25 News Now, brings you our Pledge of Allegiance every weekday morning. It's your time to reflect and celebrate our greatness as a country, to be a patriot, and to give thanks for living in the best country in the world. And it all began when you recite our pledge. Brought to you by USA Foundation Repair and 25 News Now.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
37 million viewers have made Will Trent the network TV drama of the year.
Will can see things that no one else does.
There's a kidnapping.
What's up, scumbag? Your fly's down. Made you look.
New Will Trent, tonight, 10, 9 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
I rented him a room.
Right.
Shortly after she just moved in.
A college student brings his mommy.
And then what happened?
She never left.
And she stayed with the son?
Yes.
Well, that sounds sort of odd. What was your mother doing in the room with you for 3 months?
The landlord says she wasn't a class act.
She was disruptive in the house. All night long they would argue. She was also feeding him alcohol, and he's only 20 years old.
Next, Judge Judy.
Authorities in Venice, Italy are searching for a man who jumped off a 3-story building into a canal. The video recorded on Thursday shows the moment the man wearing only boxer shorts, oh, there he goes, ooh, jumps from a rooftop into the canal. He lands on his belly. Authorities are trying to identify this man. Look at that. Oh, they're saying that he will be arrested. The mayor there said he would give the man, quote, a certificate of stupidity. Last year, more than 40 tourists were arrested for swimming in that exact same canal. Look at that. That was painful.
He just walked right out.
He walked it off. He walked it off.
Well, that guy's not feeling anything. He thought he was just going into the tub.
Oh, no.
Because those belly flops hurt.
Well, with the right technique, I think you could, because some people do it professionally. But
belly flop professionally?
Yeah, into like little pools.
Oh.
Y'all never seen those videos? What?
No, but I know that I've belly flopped before, and
it hurts.
It's painful.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
It was Splash Zone City there, but any splashes here coming up?
Well, we may splash around a little bit tomorrow as I expect more rain to roll in. In fact, it's cloudy and it's cool, and the rain will come in overnight. I think tomorrow will be a kind of a sloppy day now. I put an alert day on there so that you remember that if you were going to the like the Veterans event that's tomorrow morning, you got to take the umbrella and just keep it handy, or at least put it in the car just in case that stuff starts to fall. Otherwise, we're not looking for any really warming weather until we get to the weekend.
Nice.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you for joining us. Remember, we're streaming 24/7 at Crossroads Today Plus, and we hope you'll join us tonight for 25 News Now at 10.